Today on the channel, we're talking shop. WWE shop, that is, with Jakks Classic Superstars, the WWE shop exclusives. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel as we continue our deep dives into the Jakks Classic Superstars series. For over a year strong, we've been marching through every single Jakks Class Superstar item of all time. We still got a long ways to go. We got a lot of exclusives still to get through. We also have all the Deluxe Classic Toys R Us exclusives to get to. Ringside collectible exclusives, you name it. We still got a lot of Jakks videos to go, so I hope you're enjoying this series. Hopefully you're subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss any, and check out the playlist on my YouTube. There's a year plus of these Jakks Classic Superstars videos to check out. You too can be a Jakks Classic Superstars expert, so there you go. But today on the channel, we're talking WWE Shop Zone Classic Superstars exclusives. Some very, very interesting figures. I kind of go both ways. We'll talk a little bit about my history with these figures, but let's start it off. We got two to talk about today. Let's start off hot. Let's start off with Bret Hitman Hart, one of the favorites, and of course Jeff Hardy. So we got a two-pack right here. It does have the Classic Superstars logo right here, their names on the sides, of course, but this is a boxed exclusive. So you guys are probably a lot like me. I guess I'm going to generalize out there, and if you think differently, tell me in the comments below. I don't know about you, but I would much prefer this to be in our traditional Classic Superstars two-pack packaging instead of this box set here. It just doesn't feel, it mixes with the flow of the series, all that kind of stuff. But at least it is a WWE Shop Zone exclusive, so it does separate itself a little bit. I'm trying to justify it to myself here a little bit, I guess, there too. But it does have the Classic Superstars logo. It almost feels like that was put on as an afterthought, and it's just, you know, people always say that's so Jakks, which I think is very unfair a lot of the time. But maybe that is a that's so Jakks moment, if we're going to call it one of those things, where they just said, just slap the Classic Superstars package. Because this theoretically could have been a Ruthless Aggression pack or something along those lines. And I think, and I'm sure you guys are okay with this, but towards the end of our Classic Superstars video series, I think I'm going to do a video on stuff that isn't technically classic, but basically could be called classic. Basically something like this that could just went the other way. And I think there's a video in there that we could talk to. When we're truly deep diving into the classics line, there's some stuff we could talk about with that one. But that'll come way down the road, so be prepared for that one. But I like this pack. This pack is pretty stellar, I would say. Bret Hitman Hart, favorite of Classic Superstars, a favorite of mine and many of you guys out there. Same with Jeff Hardy. For, I guess, the generation just below me, he's the Ultimate Warrior to them, and I totally get that. I mean, heck, he wears face paint, so he's all right in my book. But a very weird two-pack, especially in 2007 when this came out. Didn't feel like Jeff Hardy and Bret Hart was quite the dream match. That's what they called this one, I believe, in the shop exclusive. It's a dream match two-pack. This really wasn't, I don't know, a dream match that anybody I know was talking about, like, oh, what if Bret Hart and Jeff Hardy could have a match? I don't know if anybody was calling that out, but there's more to the story. And if you guys remember back to this time, original plans, this is how I remember it. The original plans was supposed to be Bret Hart and Kurt Angle, a Ruthless Aggression Jakks stalwart out there. There are many, many figures, but he did jump over to TNA, and I heard at the last second they did move Jeff Hardy into this slot, which makes sense. I think if this was a Kurt Angle, Bret Hart two-pack, I think the value of this one would be a lot higher. This is a valuable pack. This is a $100 and some pack right here. But I think if Kurt Angle was in this pack, I think it would have maybe took it to the next level. You guys tell me what you think. I guess Jeff Hardy's probably just as popular as Kurt Angle, but I think as far as dream match scenarios go, Kurt Angle, Bret Hart makes a little bit more sense. Styles that would kind of mesh, they'd have a pretty good match. Where Jeff Hardy, you guys know, flipping, flopping, dancing around, hopping all over the place, throwing the hands up, you know, all that kind of stuff. But still a good pack at the end of the day. They did put the armbands in there. We did get that black chair. You guys know you have to have a black chair. And instead of a title belt, they're going to feud over a black chair. But there is title belts in here, of course. Intercontinental titles. 2 generations of Intercontinental titles there. So I guess it's Intercontinental title great 2-pack. A pretty plain pack, all in all. It is a box set, which is, you know, some people like box sets. I don't necessarily hate them, but it just goes back to what I said earlier. I would have liked to seen this in the traditional Jakks Classic Superstars pack there. But this Bret Hart, just fabulous. I know a lot of people are pretty disappointed about the Mattel Bret Harts lately, myself included. They definitely could be better. I love this Bret Hart. I love the jackets they used to put on him. The glasses were always good. I always thought the likeness was great on Bret Hart. Jeff Hardy, to be honest, not too much different than the Ruthless Aggression figures. We got so many Jeff Hardy Ruthless Aggression figures over the years, so there's not a lot of, I guess, specialness to this one, but the Bret Hart is pretty special with all the extra incentives and everything else we got with this figure, so very cool there. Packaging wise, you get the window box at the top, let the light in, same thing with the side. Other side, not a lot to see. Not a lot to see there. And then on the back, very interesting. This is where I feel like it's truly not a Classic Superstars pack here, because they're promoting Ruthless Aggression line, they're promoting the Deluxe Aggression line. If this was truly a Classic Superstars, and it was really earmarked to be Classic Superstars, I feel they would have pushed the Classic Superstars line somewhere. A tag team set or a single card, most likely single card, because that is sold everywhere as a 2-packs, were of course Toys R Us exclusives, as we all know by now. Promoting Ruthless Aggression Series 26, John Cena, Candice Michelle, a sleeper figure, Benoit, one of my favorite Benoit figures, William Regal, Hardcore Holly, Finley, of course, Deluxe Aggression, Sabu, underrated, love Sabu figures from Jakks, Rey Mysterio, Carlito, another Benoit, Jeff Hardy, and Mr. Kennedy. So, like I said, no blurbs here, not supporting Classic Superstars, talking Deluxe and Ruthless Aggression. So I truly feel this was probably just had the Classics logo slapped on at the last second, as it didn't truly feel classic to me. And some of those packs I talked about, that we'll talk about, that felt like they could have been Classics that weren't, I feel like this should have probably fell into that, and we'll get into that eventually on the channel. But all in all, a pack I really liked here, and I went through a little bit of a Classic Superstars purge in 2010 when Jakks lost the license, went to Mattel. Most of you guys know I said, yeah, I'm done. And one thing I did, and I have some regrets about, is I sold all the box sets like these that I had. I said, you know what, I'm just going to keep the ones that look like true Classic Superstars. So I sold these box sets. I also sold the rings that I had, some of that ancillary stuff. There was the Hogan and Dusty Rhodes single pack that were in boxes. I sold all that stuff. And then a few years later, I said, what was I doing? I'm going to go back and buy that stuff. I'm glad I did, because just a year after that or 2 years after that is when we saw the explosion in some of these Jakks prices, Classic Superstars prices. So I got in just in case, just under the wire there. But it's amazing how much some of these have went up in value. And this one's starting to become a pretty pricey, hard to find pack at this juncture as we film this video out here. But an interesting one, but it truly does count as Classic Superstars. You got the logo on it, so we have to count it. It has to be part of this video series. But pretty cool. Bret Hart, Jeff Hardy, I know huge fan bases, so a lot of people would like this. Myself, Kurt Angle, Bret Hart, I would have enjoyed a little bit more. You guys tell me your thoughts down below in the comments. And speaking of Jeff Hardy, let's segue into the other 2-pack we're going to take a look at today. Once again, a WWE Shop Zone exclusive pack, and it is under the Classic Superstars umbrella, as we've got the Hardy Boys, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy. Now, they're no stranger to the Classic Superstars line. We got single-carded releases of them. We talk about it a lot in this video series. When some of these figures were originally released in the Classic Superstars series, people like me and others out there rolled our eyes and said, these guys aren't classic. It's not, that doesn't make sense. But then the beauty of the Classic Superstars line is all these years later, they truly are classic. So getting a guy like John Cena in Classic Superstars at the start of his career felt really weird at the time, but now I'm happy to say, hey, John Cena, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, depending on where you sit. I think most people have to say he's at the top, top 10 at least. It's cool we got him in the Classic Superstars line to bridge those years and those gaps of different wrestlers. And the Hardy Boys felt that same way to me, and it felt really strange getting the single card ones, then getting this one via the WWE Shop Zone. And this is a set just like this one I sold off. I've actually owned this set 3 times in my life. Every time I say, do I need this? No, I don't. And then when I finally said, you know what, I need to be complete on this collection, I got it for the final time. I don't foresee myself selling this until I'm truly out of the Classic Superstars game. But this one feels a lot like this one. It didn't feel like it was going to be Classic Superstars. And I always say the WWE Shop exclusive figures, they always look to the Hardy Boys. We had this one. We had this one. We had an Umaga Jeff Hardy pack we'll talk about someday. And then you even go to the Mattel years. We got a 2-pack of Team Extreme via the WWE Shop. So something about WWE Shop, they love the Hardy Boys. They're all in on Matt and Jeff Hardy because probably they move units, they move sales, and that's why they want to do it. It's a business at the end of the day. But we got this SummerSlam packaging classic superstars Hardy Boys. It does come with a lot of accessories here. You get a ladder, you get 2 ladders, I believe. A big ladder and a small ladder, or maybe just 1 ladder. I can't really tell. I can't remember either. But you definitely get a table in here. So it makes sense. It's the Hardy Boys, ladder matches, all that kind of fun stuff. It's a cool pack. But the Classic Superstars logo up top almost once again feels like a little bit of an afterthought. It felt like this could have been just a Ruthless Aggression 2-pack via the Shop Zone. And we got plenty of those. And we're going to talk about those. And it's a really interesting way what got Classic Superstars branded and what didn't. And there's stuff that got branded like this that I don't felt should have been at the time. And stuff that didn't get branded that way that should have been. So it's a very, very strange way they went. And I think it's just one of those things with Jakks slapping on what they have at the time. And it truly came to that. I don't know if there was enough thought put into this. Once again, much like the Hardy Bret set, I would have loved to seen this in the traditional 2-pack. And then the thing that I don't like about this too is this is a different size than all the other ones. You can see it's taller. I would have liked to at least seen box uniformity. Most of the boxes from the WWE shop were this size. This one just kind of is its own little world, its own little universe out there. So a little interesting. But I will say, for you Hardy maniacs out there, you Hardy completists, this is a tough one to track down. You got to get this one if you're going to be complete on your Hardy figures. And this is a hard one to search too if you're looking for a loose set, because a lot of people don't classify this as Classic Superstars. They'll just put an eBay posting up, Matt and Jeff Hardy Jakks. And it's up to you to decide, is this actually Ruthless Aggression? Is it Classic Superstars? Is it the box shop? There's a lot of close figures and stuff, so you got to do a little bit of research when you're trying to track these guys down. It's a little hard, but that's part of the fun. That's part of the challenge, part of the hunt. But let's look at the packaging a little close. You got the SummerSlam packaging, WWE shop exclusive. You got glamour shots, cool window box, cool black packaging, Classic Superstars logo up top. Like I said, I think you could remove that Classic Superstars and it would just be a Ruthless Aggression 2-pack. So it's just interesting. I would love to know the thought process. We'll never know, though. I'm sure if you asked Jeremy Padower, he would have no idea. He wouldn't remember this. But there's Matt on the side, Jeff on the other side. SummerSlam, there's both of them there. Same thing on the bottom. And then in the backs, you get warnings, you get UPCs, you get all that kind of fun stuff. 2007, I want to say, on this one. 2008, I was close. 2008, that one was 2007, this is 2008. So once again, which leads me to believe it isn't Classic Superstars, or didn't at least start out that way, is you got a glamour shot there, but then you're promoting Ruthless Aggression, you're promoting Deluxe Aggression on the back. So just, you think if it's Classic Superstars, they'd at least promote the Classic Superstars. But that is not the case here, as we can clearly see. But I like the back of the box here. I like how they're promoting, and I like the figure shot of the figures. The SummerSlam logo is pretty cool. UPC's warnings, that kind of stuff. No blurb with this, no explanations. Promoting Deluxe Aggression Series 15. Big Daddy V, Matt Striker, a sleeper set. Chuck Palumbo, Michelle McCool, another sleeper set. And Rory and Robbie McAllister, another sleeper set. These are all must-have tag team sets of guys that really didn't get a whole lot of figures, or gals in Michelle McCool's case, that only had a limited amount of figures. And like in some of these guys, like Robbie and Rory, that's their only runaround. Chuck Palumbo, he had an R3 and stuff, I believe, but for the most part, his only runaround. Michelle McCool had a Mattel Basic. Big Daddy V, that was his only figure in this form, I believe. Did he have another one? I think that was it. And then Matt Striker, we got a couple of different Matt Strikers. We got wrestling, we got a Deluxe Aggression, and regular Aggression, so some of that. And then you look, yeah, there's the Deluxe Matt Striker right up top here. Promoting the Deluxe Aggression, Mr. Kennedy, Finley, Taz. I love that Taz, even though he is tall, even for Jack style. You got the Undertaker, Matt Striker, and Jericho. So a lot of heavy hitters in the back there. But an interesting pack. Both of these packs. Don't be a punk. Get them all. That's what it says on the back as usual. But very interesting packs here. I don't know the direction Jakks Class Superstars was going. And like my guess is this was a bit of an afterthought. And they just somehow ended up with the Classic Superstars logo. Definitely fitting. Definitely fitting after all these years. You could make the case for back then in 2007, 2008 that they were fitting. But it just is interesting how some didn't have it and some did. So an interesting set as part of our Classic Superstars universe that we're working through every single week. So you guys in the comments down below, let me know on these two. Did you pick these up? Any thoughts on these? Let me know. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Tell a friend. Get them to subscribe to the channel. All that kind of fun stuff, as I think there's a lot of good classic knowledge shared. And I would love to hear some of your guys' thoughts and on some of the other videos as well. As, you know, we got to preserve all this history, and it's all going away and people are forgetting. So I'm liking this series is great for me to look back on too as I start to forget stuff. I can go back to kind of get my thoughts together, where this was and how this happened. And, you know, there's not a lot of resources like that, of the stories of what's what's going on. So that's why I think there's a value in this series out there. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Follow me on Twitter at SirPaul64, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and of course, ProWrestlingTees.com. Support the channel, pick up a t-shirt, search Kyle Peterson. So for the WWE Shop exclusives, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.